warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from Group 2. My name is Lina Haybil Daningrum.
And my name is Aulia.
And in this video, we will be presenting the definition, concept, and scope of Islamic economics. In our daily life, we engage in various economic activities, buying and selling, investing, financial transaction. But how does Islam view these economic activities? What makes Islamic economics different from conventional economic system?
Islamic economic is not just about business and finance. It is about justice, balance, and the welfare of society. Its principles are based on the Quran and Hadith, leading us to manage well in an ethical and responsible manner. In this video, we will explore the establishing object criteria for Islamic economics, definition of Islamic economics, position of Islamic economics compared to economics conventional, and the importance of Islamic economics in more detail. So stay tuned until the end to gain deeper understanding of how Islam structure its economic system to promote fairness and prosperity for all. Let's get started. Okay guys, we move to first material is the establishing object criteria for Islamic economy. First thing is the definition of science. Science is understood as process, procedure, and product obtained through correct method. Scientific discipline required object of study with criteria such as definition, scope, basic principle, and comparison with other objects. And then maslaha in Islamic economic, the concept of maslaha is the main differentiator between Islamic and conventional economic. The focus is on human welfare based on Islamic value. In contrast to utility in conventional economic, which is subjective and oriented toward individual science satisfaction. And then scope of maslaha include consumption, production, and distribution that fulfill the principle of maqasid syariah, protecting religion, soul, mind, offspring, and property. The last, the importance of maslaha. Maslaha consumption brings blessing to individual and society, guaranteeing economic activity in accordance with Sharia value. For example, consumption of halal product indicates prioritization of blessing over worldly gratification. This concept has long been a fundamental part of Islamic economy.
Definition of Islamic economics. Islamic economics in Arabic has the term al-istihad al-Islami, definite and relate to the rules relating to the production of wealth, distributing, and consuming. Referring to Aslim Hanif, a Malaysian Islamic economic thinker, Muslim thinker in the field economic are grouped in the three categories namely: number one, jurist group or expert in the field of fiqh or Islamic law, so that the approach taken is legalist and normative. Number two, modernist group who are more courageous in providing interpretation of Islamic teaching to answer problems faced by community of Islamic teaching to answer the problems faced by certain society. Number three, the Western trained Muslim economics group. Namely, practitioner of Muslim economic with the Western educational background or Muslim economics with Western educational background. The definition of Islamic economics different from the one economist to another. Medwell 1993 defines Islamic economics may be defined by the study of the economic behavior of the true Muslim in a society with address to the Islamic doctrine from the Holy Quran, the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, or the Hadith or tradition, the consensus ijma, and the analogy qiyas. According to Mansur Haf in his book The Islamic Economy, explained that Islamic economics is the part economics which are transdisciplinary in the sense that the study of Islamic economics cannot stand alone, but needs a good material and good understanding of Islamic economics. Can stand alone, but needs a good and deep mastery of the Sharia sciences and the supporting sciences. Deep mastery of the sciences of Sharia and supporting sciences. Also, the sciences that function are tools of analysis such as mathematics, statistics, logic, and mathematics. Muhammad Abdullah Al-Arabi. Islamic economics is a set of general economic foundation that we deduce from the Quran and the Sunnah. And this economic building that we erect on the foundation in the accordance with its environment and time. Conbury gives the definition of Islamic economics as the sum total of the historical and theoretical studies that analyze the unit of man and society within an integrated Islamic value system. The two elements of the field are firstly, purely marketable goods and services and their price, and secondly, the increased benefits derived from the consumption of such goods and services. As explained above, the economic field becomes one of the topics in the Islamic understanding of economic phenomena will form a worldwide based on the three steps. The following: number 1, formation of foundation, assumptions and premises. Number 2, systemization of concept. Number 3, subject matter, body of knowledge, micro, macro, scope and limitation. The objective to the active in the Islamic economic system include marketing basic human needs, ensuring equality of opportunity for all, prevent the concentration of wealth, ensure economic stability and growth, ensure everyone the freedom to the adherence to moral values.
Okay guys, now we will move to the next material. The material is about position of Islamic economics compared to economics conventional. Islamic economy, the study of realizing maqasid or falah in the allocation of resource. Islamic economy study how individual can realize maqasid and achieve falah, including studying individual behavior in making choice or decision and explaining the types of behavior need to realize maqasid. Conventional economy, the study of choice in the allocation of resource. Economic study how economic actor make choice and decision as well as the principle and practical effect. Islamic economy can be defined as the behavior of individual Muslim in every economic activity that aim to realize maqasid Sharia, religion, soul, mind, lineage, and property. In accordance with Islamic principle and Sharia, the objective to be achieved in an Islamic economic system based on the basic concept in Islam, namely Tawhid, and based on reference to the Quran and Sunnah. 1. Fulfill basic human needs, including food, clothing, shelter, health, and education for every level of society. 2. Ensure equality of opportunity for all. 3. Prevent the concentration of wealth and minimize inequality in the distribution of income and wealth in society. 4. Ensure to everyone the freedom to adhere to moral value. 5. Ensure economic stability and growth. Position of Islamic economy compared to economic conventional. Conventional economy come from Human talk, well, the science of Muamalah Fiqh come from the instruction of the Quran and Hadith revealed to the Prophet. Human economic problems are assessed differently because of the different source of knowledge. Economic in general discuss how to use or allocate limited economic resource to meet the unlimited needs of society. About position of Islamic economy compared to economics conventional, there is a conflict between human needs, one which are unlimited in nature with the limited capacity of resource available economic resource, which is the main problem of conventional economic is scarcity and human desire that unlimited. The view of the capitalist economic system above that include all economic activities ranging from production, consumption, and distribution. In this case, of economic is different from the view of the Islamic economic system. This difference can be seen by understanding this view with reference to the source of Islamic law in the form of the Quran and Sunnah. In Hadith, the Prophet said, "The two souls of man's feet will not move on the day of judgment until he is asked about his public for what he spent it, about his knowledge for what he used, about his wealth for when obtained, and in what he used for, and about his body for what certified." Hadits Tirmizi from Abu Barzah radhiyallahu anhu. The hadith illustrate that every human being will be held accountable for four things: his acts, his knowledge, his wealth, and his body. This gives an idea that Islam pays great attention to all human activity related to property. In other words, Islam pays great attention to the economic field. Contrary to economic muamalah fiqh doesn't necessarily accept the three systems. They are liberal, capitalist, and communist economic system because they still need validation from the Quran and Hadith. Western conventional economic concept need to be redefined to suit the needs of Islamic law. First, the concept of wealth. The problem with the concept of wealth concept is that general economic does not recognize the existence of value in property in ownership. Second, the concept of money. The discussion in Muamalah Fiqh assumes that the money used by society is commodity money. Third, the concept of interest and usury or riba. In economic, interest is an assumption that is no longer a matter of debate, although until now economists still find it difficult to justify. In the sense of Muamalah Fiqh, this term is not now, although the discussion about the law of usury can be said to have been complete and the scholar agreed to forbid it. Fourth, the concept of time value of money. Most theories of financial management are built on the concept of time value of money, which assume that the value of money now is relatively greater than in the future. 5. The concept of capital. Capital in the economic sense is any object, whether physical or abstract, that has economic and productive value. In Muamalah Fiqh, the definition of capital is limited to physical object. Money can only act as a medium of exchange if it is to become capital used for profit. It must first be converted into physical form. 6. The concept of institution. Economic does not question the existence of an individual entity or abstract entity, unlike the case with Muamalah Fiqh, whose object is to muhalaf individually. This will have an impact on the analysis of ownership and its relationship with ownership. According to Muhammad Rawas Qal'ah-G and other Islamic legal experts and economists, there are 13 main characteristics of the Islamic economic that make it different from the conventional economic system. First, economy Islam. According to Muhammad Rawas Qal'ah-G and other Islamic legal experts and economists, there are 13 main characteristics of the Islamic economic that make it different from the conventional economic system. 1. Islamic economics is definitely regulate. Nizamun Rabbaniyun. 2. In Islam, economics is only one part of Islam as a whole. Juz'un min al-Islam as-Shamil. Third, Islam economic is based on belief or faith. Iktisadun akidatun. 4. Ta'abudi karakter. Tabiyun ta'abudiyun. 5. Closely relate to moral. Murtabitun bil akhlak. 6. Elastic al-murunah. 7. Objective al-ma'uduyah. 8. Has a higher target or goal. Al-hadaf as-sami. 9. A stable economy. Iktisadun binaun. 10. A balanced economy. Iktisad mutawazin. 11. Realistic al-waqi'iyah. 12. The will essential belongs to Allah. 13. Having skill in managing well. 13. Istiqdam al-mal. There are several characteristics of Islamic economic that are at the core of teaching of Islamic itself. The characteristic of Islamic economic, namely 1. Robbaniyah masdar, short from God. Islamic economic is actually short from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. 2. Robbaniyah al-had, aiming for good. All economic activities carried out is an act of worship that is realized in the relationship between humans to foster a relationship with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. 3. Al-Raqabah al-Masdujah, control within and without. Islamic economics include inherent supervision for every human being involved in it. 4. Al-jam'u baina al-sabat wa al-murunah, merging between the fixed and the lenient. Islam allows its followers to engage in economic activities as long as they don't contravene prohibition that mostly impact on the harm of others. 5. At-tawazun baina al-maslaha al-fard wa al-jama'ah, balance within the benefit of the individual with the community. All activity carried out in the Islamic economy aims to create harmony in life. 6. Al-tawazun baina al-madiyah wa al-ruqiyah, balance between material and spiritual. Islam motivates humans to work and seek sustenance, and Islam doesn't prohibit its people from utilizing the sustenance they have earned. The 7. Al-Waqi'iyah, realistic. Islamic economic is realistic because it is in accordance with the real condition of society. The last is al-alamiyah, universal. Islamic economic is very universal, therefore its teaching can be practiced by anyone and anywhere, because the purpose of Islam economic, which is a win-win solution that can be dictated by the spirit of benefit among humans and eliminating damage on this earth.
The importance of Islamic economy. Economy is basically the science of human behavior. Human behavior because economic activity is human activity. Then the analysis economic must be based on human behavior. Social science generally believe that human behavior is often complex, imperfect, limited, self-contradictory, and unpredictable. In content, economy use a model of human behavior called Homo economicus or economic man, which greatly simplifies human behavior as an economic individual who has the following trends: perfect self-interest, perfect rationality, and perfect information. Islamic economics is built on axioms or beliefs that make the basis of human behavior. These axioms are quoted from Bank Indonesia Islamic Economics book. Namely, number 1, the real life is the hereafter. Life after death in this world, human reasoning is limited, and the only perfect source of information are the Quran and Hadith. Number 2, the afterlife is the financial retribution judgment of the world life. Of the life of the world, it is believed that the afterlife independent of life in the world, but rather continuation of the life in the world. The afterlife is the period of fire retribution for every deed that has been done in the world. Human reasoning is limited, and the only perfect source of information is only the Quran and Hadith. Human ulul albab, according to Islam, are those who are able to combine zikir and tawhid. Zikir means always remembering the intrusion of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in His Messenger in every aspect of life, while thinking means always remembering and the intrusion of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in this messenger is every aspect of life, while thinking means of life using logical and in-depth analysis and deciding.
Let's conclude our presentation on the definition, concept, and scope of Islamic economics. We hope this discussion has helped you understand how Islamic economy promotes fairness, ethical financial practice, and social welfare.
Thank you for watching and for your attention. If you have any question, please write in the komentar.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
See you.